With the YouTube adpocalypse still looming over many channels, if you want to support this one, check out my Teespring store for the latest merch. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and oh, jeez, YouTube, they're going after people now. I'm legit shook because I cover these stories as they happen, right? I cover when YouTube starts taking down channels, and I'm looking at the types of content, and I'm just basically wondering, when am I next? Right? When am I or any of my friends next? And I love this platform. I love that I get to do this as a career, but they're coming, and they're coming hard, right? They are. And I'm just going to start off by saying this is now time more than ever for, if you want to support this kind of content, you have got to follow people on social media, share the videos, Patreon, merch, all that shit. Simply because if you like this and if you think that there's value here, not just me, I mean other people, then this is a moment in time where we all need to band together because it feels like they're coming for us. Now it says gambling channels are the latest victims of YouTube's arbitrary moderation process. Yeah, gambling channels now. People who like to just talk about gambling or show themselves gambling. This is CSGO Lotto, by the way, still that was allowed to kind of to thrive to a $2.3 billion a year industry, right? Children could watch videos about doing CSGO Lotto and those other spin-offs. Okay, that was totally fine. Totally fine. But someone, playing slot machines. Oh, the children. Won't someone please think of the children? It's the stupidest shit on the goddamn planet. Now, days before he was set to begin a month-long promotional tour for his YouTube channel, Brian Christopher learned his account had been abruptly terminated. In the 2 years since Christopher had been running BrianChristopherSlots, he'd produced more than 1,100 vlogs of himself gambling, mostly on slot machines, racking up 50 million views and 80,000 subscribers. And look, you can get subscribers on anything in this particular platform, which is the coolest thing about it, right? I run this channel where I talk about general news and things like that, and I got 160,000 subs. I got another channel talking about movies, and I have like 23,000 subs almost over there, right? People like different types of content. This is the best part about YouTube. The fact that they're coming in and they're murking it up, they're mucking it up, they're messing it up, they're hurting people's livelihoods for no really given reason is ridiculous. Now, I just want to I do want to point out that the likelihood of these particular channels coming back is probably going to be pretty high. I have a feeling that's going to happen. But at the same time, it's like it shouldn't even be happening as a gaffe, as a mistake. This should not be happening, but it is. And it requires everyone to stand up. The biggest problem I think I have when it comes to a lot of my fellow commentary channels is this kind of crap never gets talked about, right? It doesn't really get talked about very often. I look at my peers and I don't see them talking about it. So I would love to see more of them talking because we're in this fight together at this point. And if we don't back each other, when we can, at least, then I don't know. Maybe we deserve to go. That's just me being a bit cynical. Okay, I think I'm entitled every once in a while. Like an activist wanting a bakery after closing. I'm entitled. Now it says here that, but then again, last week his account was suspended along with many other prominent YouTube gambling channels. Sorry. In an email, YouTube explained the suspension was due to repeated or severe violations of its community guidelines, which prohibit violent or dangerous acts that have an inherent risk or serious physical harm or death. Does that apply to gambling? Now, some could argue, and I'm sure there will be some in the comment section that will be just like, "Yo, well, gambling it's addictive. It's going to go after the children." Oh, please, won't someone think of the children? But as I previously mentioned, the whole CS:GO Lotto scandal from a couple of years ago, that, like I said, that was able to hit $2.3 billion a year in profit that Valve allowed to happen. That was rightfully criticized. You want to argue loot crates and loot boxes for games that are aimed at children? Fine, criticize those. But the last time I checked, and this comes also, by the way, from me working at a casino, tons of my friends working at casinos, my family working at casinos, been around casinos for a very, very, very long time, at least freaking 18 years now since I turned 18. I'm going to tell you one thing. The children ain't going into the casino to gamble. They've got security for that. They watch for that sort of thing. I know because I freaking did it. So when someone says, "Oh, won't someone think of the children?" It's like, no, this is gambling. This is not something you can sit there and do without your parents knowing about it. A slot machine is not going to do that. Now, granted, there are online slot machines and there's that whole thing, okay, but that's not what this guy was doing. He was filming himself at casinos. So we have to look at it from in context, not trying to find some whataboutism argument in order to suit your narrative. I'm not referring to anyone specifically. I'm just pointing out that there's going to be that person. We all know there's going to be that person. That person is going to be the one that's going to try to argue that whataboutism. And I'm sorry, sir, or madam, or trash. I don't know what the hell you want to call yourself. That type of Sobe propaganda will not work here on this channel. As you guys can tell, I'm kind of worked up today. So it says here, like many top creators, Christopher makes his full-time living from YouTube, and he's terrified of losing his primary income source. He said he's careful to get approval from casinos he vlogs from, as well as slot machine manufacturers, before publishing the videos. He doesn't swear, feature explicit content, or do anything else he thinks might be perceived as violating YouTube's notoriously vague guidelines, which he and many creators can almost recite by heart. Yeah, we live and die by those rules, friends. I mean, like, there is crap like I've said here that I'm really surprised hasn't gotten me hit yet. But then there's also been attacks on my channel recently. Someone's been going through my catalog of nearly 5,000 videos over the span of 6.5 years and trying to get my channel taken down by flagging anything I talk about that is sexual. I'm not even kidding you. It hasn't worked because I'm very to quote Mr. Medicare here, milquetoast and banal in terms of how I cover stuff. But at the same time, it's like people are doing it. They're actively making attempts, and I don't know who's behind it. And I don't know if someone's going after these channels as well, trying to run people off the platform in order to rule the roost. I have got my theories, friends. I have got working theories, not based on any kind of real evidence, but just pure speculation, because I watch what goes on this platform. If you follow my channel, you know that I've watched what's going on this platform, and I make sure to cover it as best as I fucking can. Anyway. So it says, Christopher and other top creators are in a precarious position. Though their videos provide a steady stream of income off of YouTube via advertising, they don't work for YouTube directly, and the company has a long history of deleting channels, demonetizing videos or accounts without warnings, and leaving creators with little to no recourse or explanation. All the while, Susan Wojcicki, at the end of 2017, when coming into 2018, when she's making her big push for the year, and she's making her big announcement for the year, and she says, well, you know, fellow creators, because she's got a channel with like 2-3 videos on it, right? And once, yeah. So she's like, hello, fellow creators. Just so you know, in 2017, we had more YouTubers than ever make more than $100,000. Yeah. I'll be honest with you guys. I was on track to make that last year. Not even kidding you. I was on track to make that. Didn't happen. Did not happen. We're talking pretty big loss. Now, I'm not mad at that in the sense of, like, you know, I get things happen. I'm able to survive. I'm not mad at that. Okay. Ebb and flows. This is how the industry is. Okay. So there's good years, there's lean years. I get that. I'm just saying. But when she comes out and she's like, there's more people than ever that have made this kind of money. And you're just like, but who? Who are the pedantic mouth breathers that are like putting out these ridiculous content that like it's vapid and devoid of any type of like legitimate commentary, right? And it's just, there are people, not everyone, by the way, but there's, you know what I'm talking about. I think you guys have an idea. I think you understand. Okay. And that causes this kind of frustration, this anger, this animosity that people have, creators have towards YouTube, because when people are seeing their income cut by half or more, as in my case, it was half and more. You know, you've got people, you know, the CEO of the company saying like, well, we understand that there's been problems, but like, you know, I just want to let you guys know that we've seen more creators in 2017 cross over $100,000. Yeah. Yeah. The people who have the right opinions and the people that play ball. And I play ball. I very much play ball, but I'm getting furious at this shit, especially when people who've done nothing wrong, like these gambling channels, end up seeing their entire livelihoods taken away because it somehow violates a very, very, very vague guideline, and they weren't given the opportunity to fix their shit. You know, and it's just, it's frustrating because people are begging for an alternative. Goddamn Amazon. Advertisers will run ads. They will. You just gotta like kind of slap them on the hand real quick and go like, no, stop it. Because they now have control, and as a result, YouTube is playing ball. It's playing ball. Now, in January, YouTube made sweeping sudden changes to qualifications used to judge whether channels were eligible to earn money on the platform. Thousands of small creators lost their ability to generate money on YouTube overnight and had no way to appeal. For the vast majority of YouTube creators who aren't members of YouTube's top 3%, there's almost no direct line of communication to the company. Wow, top 3%. So I'm in the top 3%? If I'm in the top 3%, all right, like, because I have direct access because I have over 100,000 subscribers, but if I'm in the top 3%, like, who the fuck do I talk to? Like, seriously, it took, like, just to ask a question about getting into the YouTube Academy, or it was one of their what was it? It was one program they're running, you know what I mean? A certified program. I had to go through, like, weeks of correspondence with YouTube, weeks of waiting for emails to come back just to be told, no, sorry, you don't qualify. I'm not even making that up. It took 3 weeks just to get a simple answer to that question, with a ton of back and forth with the person. It was ridiculous. It was just, so no, that top 3%, that direct line doesn't mean you're going to end up getting, right? And if that top 3% is those over 100,000 subs, there are a lot of people with over 100,000 subscribers. We're talking like well over 30,000 channels, right? So it's very much like, you know, there's a lot of people out there where it's again, sorry, I'm off topic, but that's just, yeah. Anyway, creators get automated emails saying their channels are penalized when they try to reach out to YouTube rather than get a person. They get more automated responses. While some encourage their fans to tweet at YouTube's various Twitter handles, that usually proves fruitless too, which is true, which is very, very, very true. And then it goes on to talk more about Trusted Flagger, Ben, who's a really good guy. He's helped me out before, helped out many other creators. Talks about the YouTube Union, which I am a part of that Facebook group, but I have trouble getting involved with it. I'm sorry. They wanted a two week like ban on uploads. I'm like, this is my career. This is my earnings. I have to do it. Like, I have to put out content. If I take 2 weeks off, I'm literally crippling my income stream for a solid 90 days. So that just can't happen. I'm sorry. I agree with what you guys are trying to do, you know, fight the power, but can't do it. But anyway, back to this whole gambling thing. If these guys aren't swearing, aren't drinking, aren't smoking, but just running slot machines, which is just a game of chance, and they're over the age of 18, which is allowed in many places, 21 if you're in Las Vegas, then I don't really see a problem. If they want to, you know, I understand the idea there of won't someone please think of the children. I get that. But at the same time, I don't think it's as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. It's not just Brian Christopher. It's also many other channels have been taken down as well. And it really does beg the question: who's next? Who's next? And what can we do about it? Like I said at the beginning of this, if you've made it this far, thank you. But as I said, this is the time when you have to follow people on social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Discord, whatever, Gab, Minds, Instagram, whatever. You have to do that. If these are people that you like, that content that they create that you like, you have to share it around. You just, a retweet, a share, a repost, whatever is a great way to help people out, because right now we're up against this gigantic conglomerate, this giant tech company that is in this weird state of flux, that is really hurting people that have ultimately done nothing wrong, all based on some non-existent outrage from people who probably never actually engaged with this crap to begin with. When we start seeing this levels of moderation happening, when we start seeing this type of push, it's only a matter of time before they start making their way down the list for the rest of us. And so, yeah, I'm just I'm not too happy about this, but as I'm sure you guys can tell. So anyway, your thoughts on this one. Curious to know what you have to say. Please let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe. Check back often for more content from me. As long as I'm on, at least it's going to be having new content. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.